What is up, ladies and gentlemen? I am solidjakegg, and this is my Murky push build video, I guess, huh? You know, basically Murky is the newest hero in the game, and he kind of lacks when it comes to team fighting. He kind of lacks when it comes to like just fighting other heroes in general. But what he really excels in is being able to push and push hard. And honestly, you know, Murky, Witch Doctor, solidjakegg, they're all really good at doing it. But I think Murky is probably the best when it comes to just being a straight up push hero and just, you know, take your enemies down. Now, if you're looking for an overall overview video of Murky, I've already made that, so you can actually check that out in the link above somewhere. But we're going to jump right in and take a look at the talents for those that don't want to watch the whole video. This is kind of the overall build that I'm going to do. And this is what we're looking at now to just run it down. Heroes Nexus is kind of screwed up right now with March of the Murlocs here, but you grab Toxic Ooze for level 1, level 4 you grab Minion Killer, level 7 you grab Wrath of Cod, March of the Murlocs at 10 is a no-brainer, you get Pufferfish at 13, 16 you get Pufferfish School, and you get the upgrade for March of the Murlocs at 20. Now this is the build I do. There are variations that are very similar that are still very good. Sometimes I mix it up depending on the map, depending on the situation, but overall this is my go-to build, and I'm going to go in and tell you why. So Murky is in fact the newest hero in the game, like I said, and again, he's really good at pushing, and the reason I grab Toxic Ooze is because you really want to have your minions up front and at their towers as much as possible. Now, the way Murky works is you have the Pufferfish and it outranges the turrets, and that's great, and you can keep the pressure on with that, but at the same time, you want to maximize your damage with your minions. You want them to be hitting the towers, and having Toxic Ooze, it helps with that. The reason I don't grab Bigger Slime is because you can actually hit an entire pack of their minions without the additional range on the slime. I really don't see it to be useful at all, because if you wait for their minions to come into contact with your minions and you just run to the center of their group and you hit Q to cast your slime, you don't need the additional range, you'll hit all of their minions. Same thing goes for Knights and Siege Giants. You don't need the additional range. The only time I could ever see it being useful is in a team fight situation, but Murky is so squishy that it is I tend to avoid team fights. I tend to just try to push, and that's why I made this build. So level 1, no-brainer, just go with Toxic Ooze. The other stuff, Bribe sucks now that they changed it. Demolitionist could be good, but really you just want to, I mean, it's nice to make their towers run out of ammo, but you're focused so much on throwing things that are out of range from it as it is, and you're focusing on kind of jungling in this build a lot, that I really don't think it's really necessary. So helping at level 4, we actually do grab Minion Killer because, again, we're talking about keeping their minions down quickly, and in this build you want to be jungling quite a bit. So, well, you know, level 4, once you grab Minion Killer, you actually can go get the Siege Giants. I always grab the Siege Giants on my side of the map first. Depending on the situation, you could try to get greedy and grab their Siege Giants as well if they have bad map awareness. But wait till level 4. As soon as you hit level 4, go in the jungle, grab your Giants, because you can kill them really quickly. You just got to make sure you dodge their attacks. You throw it on your Pufferfish before you engage, and then you hit Q. And use your slime on them. You always slime every time it's up because it has a really short cooldown, so you slime a lot. You Pufferfish when it's on cooldown or off cooldown. And the 25% additional damage kills them pretty quickly, and you'll have Siege Giants before you know it. Now, after you grab the Giants, you go back in lane, and you just keep, again, a lot of Murkies like to really just kind of disregard the lanes, but you want to soak XP as much as you can. If they're being really proactive in all their lanes, and you find it to be more useful to like run behind and try to throw Pufferfish down here and there, go ahead, but I really don't think that's really the most, you know, cost-effective or time-efficient way to play Murky, because he's actually very good at pushing back their minions, and you know, soaking experience is important no matter what. So when you're in lane, make sure you soak experience, and feel free to throw your Pufferfish down at every time it's off cooldown. Throw it at their tower to, you know, force them to deny it, or, you know, just get the free damage on their tower, because it's great. But definitely, once again, grab level 4, go get Minion Killer and go grab the Siege Giant camp. Level 7, I like to grab Wrath of Cod, and actually, you know what, I'm actually just going to say don't grab anything but Wrath of Cod. Wrath of Cod is so good because the way that the Pufferfish works is it does quadruple damage, 4 times the amount of damage on structures. So when you grab Wrath of Cod, that means it does the quad damage to everything. Now, again, this makes you know, jungling that much easier. This is really good against Knights, it's really good against Siege Giants, it's really good against their minions, and it's still getting that additional bonus damage on their structures. So I really can't see any reason to get anything but this, so I'm going to stop talking about it. Get Wrath of Cod, GG. Level 10, March of the Murlocs, like I said in the brief intro there. Octograb is pretty bad. Even if you like were to grab, you know, Wrath of Cod and then throw Pufferfish down and lock them in with Octograb and get the quad damage on them, it's still like definitely not worth it, because you have to channel it. You do like 1 damage a second. You literally smack them for 1 damage each time. You're channeling for 3 seconds. It's a 3-second stun, but while you're stunning them, you are stunned as well. And Murky is so squishy that in team fights, this is just like a waste of time. You could stop a cast, you could stop like somebody from casting, maybe ETC's casting Mosh Pit, and you can stop that. But still, March of the Murlocs is so good at zoning, it's so good at pushing down walls and towers and keeps and forts and whatever. And it's just the better ability in every situation possible, really. Level 13, I grab Pufferfish just because that additional hit, it takes 2 hits by default, makes it so it takes 3 hits to destroy one of the Pufferfish, is just really nice. Now, this makes it harder for them to deny when you're trying to, like, you know, backdoor hit their towers. It's actually nice for team fights because then if they do get hit by that quad damage, they have to spend 3 hits to deny it. So they're actually, you have, you know, maybe multiple members of their team trying to deny this. And once you're at level 16, you can actually get the additional Pufferfish. But I can definitely see Hidden Assault being useful for like a very, very aggressive, like on their side of the map, hide your egg somewhere in there. Maybe you're playing on Cursed Hollow and you're really like hidden in their side of the jungle. This is going to make it a lot harder for them to find your egg because you have that 10 seconds of being invisible when you respawn each time. But the reason I don't like this is because this kind of promotes that really suicidal Murky build. And every time you die as a Murky, you give 25% of a normal hero's experience to them. Now, yeah, you respawn in 5 seconds after, you know, at your egg, but people tend to like to run that suicidal build, and this definitely complements it, but I don't like that build. I prefer the straight up, we're going to get experience, we're going to play safe, we're going to play well, not necessarily safe, but play smart, and then just outplay them, rather than just mindlessly diving on their turret, which is a ton of fun, don't get me wrong, but that's not what this build is about. This build is definitely about just being able to get that damage and maximizing that damage and, you know, forcing them to react to it. So Pufferfish definitely for level 13 and 16. Pufferfish School is a guaranteed 100% the best option here because they do so much damage. Each Pufferfish is just so strong, and if you go uncontested, they leave Murky alone at level 16 when he has 2 Pufferfish with the additional damage and then the slime, and he's just going to be pushing their walls down so very fast. I think you just kind of have to get this. And it's pretty nice for team fights too, because when you throw 2 of these down, they have to commit, you know, 6 attacks to your Pufferfish just to stop them. And meanwhile, if, you know, it's a 5v5 engagement and you can lock them down in 2 Pufferfish, it will kill anything. And you can cast them one after another. They just can't be on top of each other. So very, very good. And it's just super useful. And for level 20, I think Never-Ending Murlocs is the way to go. If you're going with the Hidden Assault, you can pair Hidden Assault with Swift Storm, and so you can't be dismounted, and you have the additional 60% move speed on your mount. So that's a lot of fun. It's a very fun build, and it's, you know, it's a very kamikaze build. But that's not the way I like to play it. I like the Never-Ending Murlocs. I found more success with it. I think it's just a more refined, more you know, stable build than the I'm just gonna suicide and give the other team a ton of XP. So. Yeah, let me know what you think. This is kind of my build. If you have opinions, if you think that I'm completely wrong, feel free to let me know, because I'm definitely open to hearing it. And yeah, again, you can, if you don't know anything about Murky and you just watch this entire video, you can feel free to check out my other Murky video, which kind of goes through all of his abilities and how he works, and generally just how to play the guy. But yeah, tune into some of our other stuff. We do a podcast every Tuesday night at 9 p.m. on Twitch TV, 9 p.m. Eastern, that is. It is called Town Hall. It's a weekly show where we just kind of jump in and we talk about what's going on Heroes. We talk about the new characters, the patches. We discuss about it. We argue about it. We all have very different opinions on the game, so it's a lot of fun. But again, thank you for tuning in. I'm signing out. Till next time. Peace.